How do you handle it when you're confronted with having to deal with a difficult person in your life? Are you able to handle it with relative ease and not get very upset? Or does dealing with difficult people in your life make you really upset, turn you inside out, and do you leave that situation thinking about it later, feeling regret and feeling like you wish you hadn't said or done certain things in that situation? If this is you, then you'll definitely want to watch today's video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 things that you can do to better deal with the difficult people that you have to face in your life, and I'm going to share with you my experience in dealing with a difficult person this past week. So if you'd like to learn 4 things that you can do to better deal with the difficult people in your life, then you'll definitely want to stay tuned because I'm going to talk about that right now. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle. I'm so glad you joined me today. Today I'm going to talk to you about dealing with the difficult people in your life, and I'm also going to be really transparent and honest with you and sharing with you my recent experience in dealing with this personally, how I handled it, and how I wish I would have handled it, and some things that I wish that I would have done differently. And I also want to say, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I would love it if you like videos that motivate, encourage, and inspire you to become the best version of yourself you can be, physically, emotionally, and mentally. If you would hit that subscribe button down below and also hit the bell button so you never miss a video. I do upload videos on a weekly basis, usually about twice a week. I'd love for you to join our extraordinary ordinary family so you could be motivated and encouraged as well. And also remember to like the videos you do like, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I do post other content over there, including live Instagrams on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock where we very casually talk very briefly about fitness and lifestyle things and anything you guys want to talk about, just a way for me to connect with you guys in a more casual, laid-back way. So I'd love to see you over on Instagram for that. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. So the first thing I do want to say to you guys, I've always promised on my channel that I would be honest with you, that I would be transparent. I want you to know first and foremost that I don't consider myself to be better than anybody. I don't consider myself to be an expert in anything, and I also know that I'm very imperfect, and sometimes I aim to share my flaws with you to help you so that you can grow and not make the mistakes I did. And today's video is definitely that kind of video because I'm going to share my experience with you, and it didn't really go the way I had hoped. I didn't hold it together the way I wanted to, unfortunately, and I want to share this with you so you can learn from me and not make some of the mistakes that I made recently. So let me get into my story. This past weekend I had the boys and they wanted to go to one of those bouncy places. I'm not going to say the name of the business, but anyway, it's a place that they frequent, especially my younger son with all of his friends. He really likes it there. And I had realized recently, about 2 weeks ago, that I was being double billed for my younger son's membership. I had purchased a membership for him back in January. If you purchase a monthly membership, you get a discounted rate. And he was going there with his friends. Of course, this membership was purchased before everything with COVID happened. And then everything with COVID happened, and I probably forgot that I had purchased this membership because, of course, when you're going through a pandemic, that's not top of mind. My younger son's birthday is in July, and for his birthday, my husband decided to purchase a summer membership for him because we thought that he would really like that. And again, like I said, I forgot that I had this monthly membership that I was paying for him already. So about 2 weeks ago, I looked at my bank statement and realized, oh my goodness, I'm paying for a monthly membership, but on top of that, we have this summer membership that we paid for in one lump fee for the summer. So essentially we were getting double billed for the same child. So I called, and my older son wanted to go with his brother to this place, so I called because I wanted to see, was there any way that they could transfer the summer membership to his older brother, being that his older brother didn't have a membership, and so I could avoid paying full price for his brother. I wasn't asking for a refund. I didn't blame them. I knew that it wasn't their fault. I knew that it was my oversight. But because nobody expected COVID to happen, a lot of retail businesses out there had to pivot and really had to be very customer service focused and oriented and really help people out because these were unprecedented, very challenging times. And so I called and I was transferred to the call center. And I explained everything, and never once did I say that it was their fault. Never once did I ask for a refund. But the woman listened, and then she said, well, we can't help you. I don't know what it is you want. It wasn't our fault. So our policy is that we don't give any refunds. And I said, listen, I said, I'm not asking for a refund. Is there any way that my son could just go like twice and not have to pay because this happened? And she said, no, that's not our policy. And I said, can't you make an exception? The summer membership that we purchased was over $100. And she said, no, that's just not our policy. I said, I can't believe this. I said, is there somebody that I can talk to at the physical location? Is there a manager on site? And I was told no, there wasn't. And then she proceeded to tell me that it wasn't her fault, that I was ignorant and I couldn't manage my finances and didn't realize that I had a membership when I paid for the summer membership. And I was flabbergasted. I had never been talked to like that in a customer service situation. And to be honest, I was so taken back that I just fired back right away that she was the ignorant one, and I couldn't believe she was treating me like this, and this organization had the most terrible customer service, and I was so angry, you know. So then more words were exchanged and she ended up hanging up on me. And I decided to just go into the facility. I really didn't let the boys know what was going on because I didn't want my older son to think that we couldn't go there. I knew he really wanted to do this with his brother. So we went, but it was very evident as I was paying for my older son that I was very upset. I didn't say anything about it because this call center employee told me that she was the only manager available, that she was the manager over everything, and that nobody at any physical location could tell me anything different because she was the boss, and not to even ask. So I didn't ask for anything at the physical location when I went to pay for the boys. I didn't say anything about it, but I was visibly upset. I was trying to pay for Isaac and get out of there as fast as I could. So that's what I did. And when I left, I got a phone call about 5 minutes later, and essentially it was the manager of the facility basically saying that she noticed I was really upset, and when she looked at my son's account, she realized why I was upset, because she saw that we had purchased a summer membership, but in addition we were being billed monthly for his membership as well. So essentially the manager saw that he was double paying for his membership, and she said, you know, I'm sorry you left so fast. I didn't want to make you more upset, but I do want to help you. What can I do to help you? And I said, well, I was told there wasn't a manager at the physical location. I was told that there wasn't anything that could be done because that's the policy and they don't bend the rules and that's it. And she said, that's not true. She said, I can help you. What is it that you would like? So then I told her what I'd really like is I'd really like to just extend the summer membership so that my older son can use it. I'm not asking for a refund. I know it's not your fault. Is there anything that you can do regarding that? Well, essentially she ended up giving me 2 months of membership free for my older son, and she was very apologetic. She said that she was so sorry. I will say also that this call center employee refused to give me her name. She wouldn't divulge any information. She wouldn't tell me corporate's phone number because she didn't want me to call them. So apparently it seemed like she might have had some issues in the past. But I will say, truthfully, did I conduct myself the way that I wish I would have? Did I handle the situation the way I should have? No, I didn't. I had a moment of a meltdown. I was human. I was really upset. And I did exactly what I'm going to tell you that you should not do. I responded in the moment. I was very emotional, and I responded out of my emotions, which were not positive. So knowing that I did that and looking back and having the customer service experience that I had that was so positive and now will really make me promote that place. And the manager at the physical location told me, she said, Danielle, she said, if you ever need anything in the future, you come directly to me. I will remember who you are and I will help you. And that really, really made up for my bad experience in dealing with this other very difficult woman on the phone. But in looking back and evaluating what I should and could have done differently, I want to share that with you. So when you're confronted with a difficult person, sometimes it's a situation that you know is going to happen and you can prepare in advance, but a lot of times, like in my situation, it's a situation that you're not prepared for and you don't know is going to happen. So you have to really put some things in your life into practice so that you can do those things really on autopilot when you're confronted with a difficult person. You know that when you're angry, upset, or stressed out, your body reacts in physical ways to try to tell you that you need to do some things in order to calm down and have a greater level of health physically, emotionally, and mentally. So we might get really sweaty, our mouth might get really dry, our muscles might really tense up, we might clench our jaw, we might get a headache. We will have certain physical responses that tell us, hey, we need to slow down, take some deep breaths, and really try to calm our bodies physically so that we don't react or respond out of emotion. So that's the first thing that I wish I would have done. Now the second thing I wish I would have done is I wish I would have taken a step back and just distanced myself from her. I wish I would have said, I'm gonna have to call you back, and hung up so that I didn't engage her in an argument, because that only served to make me more upset and it didn't serve to resolve the situation in any way. It just made me more and more upset the more I argued with her. It didn't help the situation at all, and it didn't help me calm her down or make her less of a difficult person. So I really wish that I would have taken a step back and distanced myself physically and emotionally from the situation for a little bit. Now the third tip I'm going to tell you, when you're confronted with a difficult person, usually they're difficult because they're totally unreasonable, they're not willing to listen, maybe they don't have good customer service, maybe they're just not a very nice person, maybe they're highly negative, whatever the case is. Sometimes we have to endure that situation and we just have to listen and we just have to be quiet. So don't engage with them. Talk about the issue, talk about the problem, don't engage with them, don't get involved in drama, don't get involved in slinging insults or yelling. Just let them talk, listen, and respond as little as possible. And in the end, if you know you're not going to get the desired outcome that you're looking for, then chalk it up to this is the way it's going to be, and you're just going to end the conversation and walk away so that you keep yourself emotionally and mentally intact and in a healthy place. That's really, really important. I wish that I would have stepped away, hung up the phone, taken some time to think about it, and I actually wish I would have really listened to my intuition. My intuition this whole time was telling me I should just drive to the physical location and just ask for a manager, because I really couldn't believe that they didn't have a physical manager on site managing the location, which they did. And the manager at the physical location told me that that was an outright lie, that that wasn't true, and that they've had a lot of problems with their call center really being disconnected from the physical location. So I wish I would have listened to my intuition. I wish I would have listened to my gut. But sometimes when you have to be in a situation where you have to deal with a difficult person, whether it is a coworker, a boss, or even a child or a parent or a family member, and you don't have a choice, then just try to be quiet, try not to engage them in drama, just listen to them, and then just walk away. Don't engage in the drama, because the only thing that that's going to do is that's going to make you more and more upset. Now the fourth tip that I want to tell you in regards to dealing with difficult people is to pour on the charm. Now sometimes this works, and honestly sometimes it doesn't, but I do find that it works more often than not. If you are kind, if you say something complimentary, or you say something kind, or you really listen to them, a lot of times it will catch them off guard, and a lot of times they will completely change their attitude. You don't necessarily know why they're being difficult. Even if they're a person that is always difficult and always hard to deal with, you don't know why that is. Is it because they're dealing with something that's really challenging for them in their personal life? Is it because they just didn't have any positive role models in their life? Why is it that they are such a hard person to deal with it? Why is it that they are so negative? Why is it that they are just so unreasonable? Now, it's not your job to figure this out, but when we delve a little bit deeper and really try to understand that there could be some other things going on that make them this way, when we take the time to try and listen, to try and understand where they're coming from, to be kind, to be gentle with them, you may find that it can completely change their whole attitude, their whole personality. I have had this experience over the years when I've done this technique with various people that I've had to deal with on a daily, weekly basis. And I'll be really honest with you, I do have one relationship in my life currently that I really am struggling with, that is something that I have to deal with on a weekly basis, that I'm constantly challenged by, that is just a really difficult person in my life right now, and I am trying to work through that. Sometimes for me, the last resort I have, and it really should be a first resort, and I don't mean to put this last on the list because it probably is one of the most important things you can do when it comes to dealing with difficult people, is just really pray about it, because sometimes it does take divine intervention to change hearts, and I totally do believe that. So as you're trying to do these other things, just praying about it can really make a big difference. So you guys, I hope these tips were helpful today. And also, if you have a situation where you're forced to deal with a difficult person and you don't handle it well, don't beat yourself up over it. Don't tell yourself that you're a terrible person. You're not. Things happen and people are human, just as I shared that I was human. I didn't handle the situation the way that I wish I would have. But we can always go back, we can always apologize, we can always look forward to the future and realize how we want to do things differently in the future, and that's definitely something that we should do. So I do just want to leave you with that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will look forward to seeing you in my next video, and remember to make your everyday ordinary life extraordinary.